working off of your Google Calendar isn't going to help you convert the leads anymore because you need more, that's when Lion's Desk, Follow Up Boss, and all those other ones are going to come in. Here's why they don't work well with what we're doing. Very simple. They don't have postcard campaigns in them. The whole purpose of the whole goal of what we're doing here is to keep it simple, automate as much of it as we can. Right before the break, we decided that you can do this in under 2 hours a week, right? Mm-hmm. That's if you have the right tool, the tool that's going to take care of 24 of those 33 touches for you, so that you only have to focus on 9 of them. 4 phone calls, 4 emails, and a birthday touch. Everybody with me on that? I believe you need 2 tools. Now, whether that tool is your calendar or something like Lion's Desk or Contactually or Follow Up Boss or one of those, that's totally up to you. But I don't want you to have those 2 tools confused. Now, personally, I do not care what you use for a CRM. I am not here to sell you software. I am here to sell you Jeff. Come in here, Jeff. See him? That's what I'm here to sell.
Yeah.
Okay? Like I told you earlier, if you give him loans, I make money. Now I keep saying, so does Jeff, and Kennedy even makes a little bit. We got a lot riding on him, okay? And if you think Kennedy and I are not worried about that, so here's the thing. And why I say that for 2 reasons. Number one, like I said, honestly, it's how I make money, and I'd be crazy not to let you know that. Because would you think that's how I make my money if I didn't tell you? You see what I'm saying? Number 2 is I want it to be an example to you, because for you guys to really work your business, you need to be doing the same thing with the people you know. You need to make sure that they know that that's how you get paid. That's what those 33 touches that we had on the board were all about. So I'm doing it so I can make money, but also I want it to be an example to you. This is what you have to do to make money in this business. Make sure everybody that you know knows how you make a living. Fair enough? Mm-hmm. Good. All right, so with that, let's talk about these CRMs. Which CRM should you use? I don't care. But it needs to do 3 things. Number 1, you need to be able to break it down into groups. You need to break down people into groups or contact types. I don't care what they call it. Groups or contact types. It's the same thing, just some products call it one, some call it the other. Number 2, it needs to have built-in email campaigns that are already created and ready to go. Built-in email campaigns created and ready to go. And number 3, it needs to have built-in postcard campaigns that are ready to go. Got to do those 3 things. If you can't do those 3 things, you have the wrong product. Now, I'm going to give you a few products that do those 3 things, okay? The first one I'm going to give you is one that you're looking at right now. This is called Market Leader. Market Leader does this, and Market Leader right now is far and away the leader in this type of a CRM. It's far and away the most widely, most popular used one. There's 2 versions of Market Leader. There is the $50 a month version and the $100 a month version. Is he cheating off of you? Damn.
It's alright.
It's alright. You have big shoulders, you don't mind carrying them, right?
He's copying the picture of you.
Market Leader has 2 versions. There's a $50 a month version, okay, which I believe, don't quote me on this, I don't check these pages every week to see if the price has changed. Mm-hmm. There's a $50 a month version, or it can go down as low as $40 a month if you pay up front for a year, and then I think it's $45 a month if you pay monthly but commit to a year. But if you just want a month to month, it's $50 a month. Mm-hmm. Okay, it gives you everything that we're going to see here today. There's also a $100 a month version, and that includes a website. I will tell you right now, you don't need that website. Don't buy the $100 a month version. Okay, don't buy the $100 a month version. Okay, everybody with me on that? So that's the first part. That's the one that I use. It's the one I've always used. It's the one I'm going to demonstrate from. Okay? There are others that you can buy. You can buy Top Producer, although I'm going to really highly recommend that you don't. Because 2 things. Top Producer is cheaper. It's about $30 a month, but it does not have the campaigns ready to go. You have a lot of building to do. Yeah. And like I said earlier, Top Producer tries to do 100 different things, and it becomes very complicated to use. You can also use something called Wiser Agent, W-I-S-E-R, Wiser Agent, which has all of the same tools. It's gonna run you between 40 and 50 a month, just like Market Leader is. Okay, Wiser Agent. And another one that you can use is called My Real Estate Tools. A little bit cheaper. I think they're like about $30 to $40 a month. My Real Estate Tools, the biggest knock that people have against them, to be honest with you, is people don't really care for their campaigns very much. Kind of weak on the campaigns, okay? But they're there, okay? Now, there's probably 100 other tools that you can use that do those three things. I can't spend all day talking about different products. I don't care which one you use. I want you to use whichever one you think is best, okay? Now, there was also a free way of doing this. We don't have to pay for anything. And what you would do is the only problem with that is, there are free products that you can use. You're gonna have to pay for your pet postcards, don't get me wrong, you're gonna pay for those. But you can do like free CRMs. You can use like either MailChimp or Constant Contact for your emails. And then you can use Quantum Digital or Express Copy for your postcards. Here's the problem with this. Number one, the advantage is obviously it's free, it's gonna save you money. Here's the disadvantage, there's no campaigns, you have to go in there and build a postcard every month and email it manually. The postcards, the actual mail-out postcards, those are built during a campaign, you just put your credit card in, once a month they'll go. But the emails, you're gonna have to build an email each month and send it. At first it won't be a problem, and then eventually it will be. As you get busier, you're gonna have less time to do it, so if you have to start with a free tool, that's great, but get yourself into one of the paid ones as soon as you can. Here's the biggest drawback to doing the free method. You're gonna have to maintain either 2 or 3 databases. You have to maintain it in your Constant Contact or MailChimp. You have to maintain it separately in your Quantum Digital. Okay, and then if you're doing something like a Lion's Desk or Follow Up Boss, you have a 3rd database to maintain. It can become cumbersome because you might change it in one place, forget to change it in the other. See what I'm saying? So every time you have to add or subtract or change, you have to do it in 3 different places. So that's the biggest downfall to the free method. Fair enough. But again, I want you to know it's there. There's videos on my website that'll show you how to set them each up. I'm going to show you how to do it on one of these CRMs today. People ask me, why did I use Market Leader? Honestly and truly, it's far and away the easiest out of all of them. Far and away the easiest, okay? It has a lot of automated features that I like, and it's pretty easy to use, you know what I mean? It's really no problem using it. So that's why I like that one, okay? But it doesn't mean the other ones won't work. I've hit that point in my career where I had more money than time, so whatever it was, if it cost me an extra $10 a month to save an extra couple of hours a month, I was all for it, you know what I mean? And you'll kind of see what I mean by that as we work our way through this product. Fair enough?
Yeah.
Okay, any questions on CRMs? Oh, by the way, there's another CRM out there that a lot of people want to use for this because it's really, really cheap. It's like $10 a month, and if you pay for the year up front, it's $99 a year. It's called Realty Juggler. Has anybody heard of that?
Yeah.
Realty Juggler, it sounds good, but it's a glorified Google. It's what it is. It's a Gmail account with a little user interface put over it. And it doesn't do a whole hell of a lot, unfortunately. But for some reason, a lot of people try to use it.
That's the one I got.
Yeah, again, you know, it's there, it works for what it does, but again, it's not made to implement that system that I just had on the board. Nothing wrong with Realty Juggler, it's just not for this. It's a good address book, you know what I mean, and you can send out some mass communications. Like I said, no offense, all things you can do in Gmail. All things you can do in Gmail. Okay? Any questions? So I'm going to work from Market Leader today. Is everybody okay with that? And again, you don't need to buy Market Leader. I'm not going to give you some code where if you buy Market Leader, I make some money or anything, okay? You would call them and set it up yourself. Just make sure you're getting the $50 version, not the $100 version, okay?
What was the postcard site you mentioned?
Oh, there's 2 of them, Quantum Digital and Express Copy.
Thank you.
No problem. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to do Market Leader, and the first thing you have to do with this product is a very quick and simple setup. The setup is not hard because you're not setting up a website, you're not setting up IDX. You're just basically putting your contact information in here. So step 1 is going to be to come into this product, and by the way, I have some videos online that I'll show you and will help you with the setup and stuff, okay? You're gonna come over here where it says account. You're gonna click on account, and then you're gonna go to my account, which I think you could all probably figure it out on your own, because that's pretty much how you set up any website in the world, okay? So we're gonna hit my account, and we're just gonna make sure that, I was logged in for too long. We're gonna make sure that you have your information there properly. Okay. Now the first thing, I can't make any changes until I hit edit right here. I have to hit this edit button. When I do, you can change my name. Now notice it says display name and account owner's name. Generally they're the same unless you're part of a team. The display name might be the team name, and then your name will go under it. Everybody with me on that?
Mm-hmm.
If you want to put your title of Realtor here, you can. Really no need to. Okay, there's really no need to because it's not required. Okay, you have a login. You have your login right here. You can change it to whatever you want, and then you have a password. Okay, when you sign up for the account, you will get your password. You know, when you sign up, you'll pick a password. If you want to change it, you just hit right here. It'll ask you for your old password. It'll have you type your new one, and you can change your password. Okay. If you have any realtor designations, who knows the difference between a designation and the word realtor? Who knows what a realtor designation is? GRI, ePro, SRES, all of those, okay? These are the designations that you get from the National Association of Realtors. So don't put like realtor or anything like that on the designation, okay? To be honest with you, again, if you have designations, don't take this the wrong way, I think it's great, but no one really cares about the designation more than other realtors, you know what I'm saying? So, wow, we call the designations. Most people don't know what the heck they are, okay? So, you know, if you want to put in there, go ahead. If not, don't worry about it. Now, this gives you a website. You're never going to use it. Again, if you want to go look at it, you can. It's just kind of like a little informational website. We're going to just completely ignore that, to be honest with you. Not part of this class, not worth your time, okay? You're gonna come over here. I don't know if New York requires your license number, put it in here. If it doesn't, don't bother, because Rhode Island does not, Maine does not, so I don't have it in there. But if it does, put your license number in here. It'll display it in the appropriate places on your flyers, postcards, emails, and things like that. Next, it wants a phone number. You can put in 2 phone numbers, a cell phone number and a work number. You don't need both. Okay, so in other words, don't put the same phone number in here twice, because if you do, anytime you send something out, it's going to show the same phone number twice. All right, so just put one or the other, or if you want to put your office line here, by all means, go ahead, okay? Next is an external email address. You just want to make sure that you have, an address that you actually check, because if market leader ever has to reach you about something, you just sort of need to know it's there, okay? You'll get the email to that address. Any questions on this part? Pretty basic, obviously, right? There's not a whole lot that we need to worry about here. The marketing section is where we're going to fill in the bottom of our flyers and our emails, okay? It's, what are we putting up there for our website, right? So if you have a website, go ahead and put it there. If you don't, you should have something, you know what I mean? I would assume your MLS has a portal for you.
No.
Really? The MLS doesn't give you guys your own lead capture website?
No.
That's
No.
shocking.
We paid for nothing.
Wow, that's surprising. Do you guys have a website? You don't have a website?
Yeah, we have.
Individual websites?
Huh?
I
Oh,
think
as a
it's-
realtor from MLS?
Yeah.
MSLI.
No.
Okay. So if you don't have a website, just leave that blank, okay? If you do have a website, by all means, put your
If you don't have a website, you guys can put my website.
There you go. You can just give him all your leads. That sounds about right, doesn't it? Oh, boy. If there are any disclaimers, that I can't answer this question, what the New York disclaimers are. Broker?
Yeah, it's about the same thing we
About
put
the
it.
same?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you're gonna have to tell them what to put in that disclaimer box. It's
Yeah.
gonna be empty. So you're gonna have to put in whatever disclaimers you need to put there,
Yeah.
okay? Your marketing address is the address that your license hangs, not your home, not your backup office, it's where your license is. Everybody with me on that? Okay. Now, see this right here, bio, okay? This is that little website that I told you doesn't matter, so don't worry about it. Okay, but if for some reason you decided you were gonna use that website, this is where you would update your biography page. like I said, I'm not even gonna show you the website, it's just there. You know what I mean, it's just there, it doesn't not, if it doesn't do lead capture, we don't need it. Alright? We don't need it, alright? So once you make sure that you have this information in here properly, if you wanna show the Realtor logo, if you wanna show the equal housing logo, you check off those 2 boxes, and now whenever you send out information, it's gonna update with the right email address, the right website, and all of your information. When you're done, simply hit save. Ready with me?
Yes.
Next thing we're gonna do is scroll down to the social media, and here's where you can add your social media. Well, why do we add it? We don't have the website, we're not gonna use the website. It will put little tiles on your emails for you. So under your picture, it'll show a Facebook tile, a LinkedIn tile, whatever. To add your social media is super simple. Just choose which one you want. Go to your Facebook page, your business page or your personal, whichever one you want people to go to. Copy the whole URL off the top and paste it in here. Now, here's what I want to warn you about with Facebook. By the way, before I click on this, I want to warn everybody, I am not always the upstanding professional you see before you today. Some of my friends might be posting God knows what, so I apologize in advance. There is nothing worse than being a realtor and having to go to your Facebook page. Oh, I have a memory from 6 years ago. Let's see what this is.
Oh, yes.
That's me. Teacher, I swear to God, I'm just doing the same thing all the time. Just teaching classes. I'm so boring. Anyway, so here's the deal. When you come to Facebook, here's what I need you to remember. I think you all know this, but I have to say it. You know what a lot of people do? They come here, they copy this link, and they paste it in. Now, what happens is when somebody clicks on your Facebook link, they don't go to your page, they go to their page because you went to facebook.com. This isn't your page. You understand?
Yeah.
So you're either going to go to your business page, which you'll find on the left over here, or you just click on your name. This is your page.
Yeah.
Told you I'm a Yankee fan. That's been up there since 6 years, since
Wow.
my brother retired. That was him at the All-Star game when everybody got off the field and let him take his pictures alone. Unanimous in the Hall of Fame. How about that? First ever. Anyway, this is my page. This is my page. This is the link I have to copy and paste into here. Everybody understand that? Because if you just do facebook.com, it's not going to work. Okay, everybody's got that? Good. Let me log out of here before somebody sends me nasty messages or something. You never know. Okay? And then I can go to LinkedIn. I can go to all of these massive wastes of time. Okay? It's just so yeah. I watch people spend hours on social. It's like, I'm promoting my business for 4 hours a day. No. Okay? You want to put your blog or you want to put your Instagram. Oh, the Google Plus is gone. I don't know why that's still there. You want to put your LinkedIn. Just go to it, copy the link, and paste it in there, and hit save. That's all you have to do. Okay? Next comes images. And really, you want 2 images, right? You want your marketing image, which is a picture of you, and then you want your logo. The company's logo has to go up there. That's it. That's it. So you're going to hit edit. You'll hit choose file and upload your picture, just like you would any other photo. Okay? That is all you need to do for setup. And that's one of the things I like about this program. Setup will take you a minute. It'll take you like a minute. Okay? Any questions on the setup?
No.
Okay. One of the things I want you to actually, we're not all done with setup yet. We're done with this page. Now when you go to the left, see right here it says office info? Make sure you have your company information in there, along with the company address and the company phone number. It's not going to display in big letters on a website or anything. It's only if it's required, it would show up in small letters on the bottom, just so people can get in touch with your broker if they need to, which is law in most states. So just make sure that's in there, okay? You'll also be able to change your time zone, which will be set to the Pacific time zone, okay? We don't need to do any MLS setup because we don't have a full functioning website here. We're not going to go orders. Billing and shipping is the last place we're going to go. This is where we're going to type in our credit card number. The credit card number will probably already be there because it's the credit card that you're using, to pay for Market Leader. You're going to have to come over. Everybody see right here where it says actions? Is that little megaphone right there? When you click on that, it says default campaign payment method. Now, I must have pop-ups turned off here. What will happen is when you click on that, it's going to pop up a box. You have to accept the terms of service. and then that box will, that little megaphone will turn blue. That means that you have given market leader permission to use this credit card to pay for your postcards that the program will send out for you. Because you understand, this program is not gonna send you postcards, it's gonna print the postcards, address them, stamp them, and mail them for you. You don't touch them. So you have to put your credit card on file so that they can pay for it and off they go. Fair enough? So you'll need that to turn blue, okay? That's it. No more setup has to happen. None. None, none, none. Any questions? So we just do settings, office, and then billing. Okay? Now let's click on home. Here's our main menu. Here's our main menu. And now we're going to sort of implement what's going on. All right? So first thing we need to do is we need to add people. We need to add people. Before we can add people, this is your homework. So if you want to have like a little homework page for yourself, this is where you're going to start. Step one to your homework is going to be do your setup. Okay? Do that setup, which again, you should be able to do that with a couple of quick notes, right? You're gonna go to account, then you're gonna go to my account, you hit edit, you fill out the information and you hit save, right? Then you go to office info, and then you go to billing and shipping. Okay, everybody got that? Okay. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna hover, okay, now step 2 of your homework is set up your groups. We're going to set up our groups. Go to that second cheat sheet that I gave you, the one that had 3 columns. It says type, group, and campaign. We're going to set that up in here. So we're going to hover over, this is our main menu. We're going to hover over contacts in the main menu. And we're going to come down to where it says manage groups. Everybody see that? I'm going to click on manage groups and we're going to type in our group names. A, lowercase a, lead, and prospect, and hit save. I'm going to hit A, sphere 21, and hit save. A, sphere 33, and hit save. If you have a farm, A, River View Farm, let's just say that's the name of my farm, and then hit save. Everybody with me? And then, if I have a bunch of A groups here, those are my main groups. Like I told you, you have to put everybody in one and only one group. They can't be in 0, they can't be in 2. Everybody has to be in 1. Make sense? The reason for that is the groups are going to trigger the campaigns. The groups are going to trigger the campaigns. Which means if I put you in multiple groups, I'm putting you in multiple campaigns, and now you're a cousin Charlie, and we have a problem, right?
Yes.
If I put you in no groups, you're not being systematically communicated to, which is a no-no because this product is made specifically for us to systematically communicate with people in it. You see what I'm saying? So they can't be in 0 groups, they can't be in 2. Everybody's going to be in 1 because it'll trigger a campaign. These are your main groups. They begin with the letter A. Okay? A means main group. We also have a couple of what I call Z groups, subgroups. Now, rather than define it, I'm going to give you an example of what a subgroup is. I'm going to create a subgroup called Z Past Client. Everybody with me on this? My A groups are my main groups, and everybody has to be in one and only one A group, but they can also be in a Z group. So, for example, let's just say that Alex is in my database under A sphere 33, but he's also a past client of mine. He's going to be A sphere 33 in Z past client. Why do I have Z groups? Well, here's the difference between an A group and a Z group. An A group triggers a campaign, like I said earlier, and everybody has to be in one and only one. Z groups do not trigger any campaigns whatsoever. They are for reference purposes only. So in other words, if I don't have something called Z group, Z past client group, I should say, how will I find a list of my past clients? I would have to go through all of my sphere and find them one by one. You see what I'm saying? So let's just say I decide, over the summer, I want to do a picnic for a cookout for my past clients, like a client appreciation party. I want to be able to just go there, click on Z past client, and send them all an email. Does that make sense? Okay. There's only a couple of other Z groups that you should need. I don't want you going Z group crazy. I don't want you creating groups like Z friends, Z family, Z neighbor. You're defeating the purpose of what we're doing if you start doing that. You need to have a solid reason to have the Z group. I can see why I need to see past clients. I also can see why I need to find Z investor. If I find a property that's like a flip or a knockdown or something like that, I want to make sure I get it out to my investors right away. Make sense to you?
Mm-hmm.
And I also can have another group called Z Builder. Again, when you find something like a vacant lot, I don't think there are any, but you know, if you find like a property that should be knocked down and rebuilt, you want to be able to find your builders. Does that make sense? Other than that, I can't think of a single other Z group that you actually need. Does that make sense? There's one other exception, maybe once a year you do a vendor appreciation party. You probably don't, but if you do, you can create a group called Z Vendors. Now here's the thing, nobody can be in a Z group without being in an A group. You understand? So in other words, if you have a builder, you cannot have somebody in a database in just Z Builder. They have to be either A Sphere 21, A Lead Prospect, or and Z Builder. Everybody understand that? They have to be in one A group. Any questions on the groups? The difference between the A and the Z groups. So for example, I could put Alex in my database. Alex might be a past client, a builder, and an investor. When he goes in my database, which I'm going to show you how to do in just a minute, he's going to go into A Sphere 33, because that's his group. That's what he's actually in. But then he also goes on to Z Builder, Z Investor, and Z Past Client. Everybody with me on that? But the campaign is triggered by him being A Sphere 33. And if you look at that cheat sheet that I gave you, the campaign that's triggered is 33. A Sphere 33 gets a 33 touch. Everybody see that? Okay? So the campaign is triggered by the A group. The Z groups are irrelevant. They're just there for finding people. Okay? Everybody good? Any questions? So that's step 2 to your homework. Create your groups. Create your groups. There you go.
Those 8 groups are enough?
Oh yeah, that's plenty. Plenty. In fact, you probably won't need, ultimately you won't even need all of them because you can get rid of A Sphere 21 eventually. And if you don't have a farm, you wouldn't have that group either. So technically you could have actually 2 groups less than that. So I went from 150 down to about 6. You know what I mean? So, and boy, I got a whole lot busier after I did. A whole lot busier after I did.
Because you were more focused.
That's right. That's, like I said, it's a quality database, not a quantity database. That's exactly right. Okay, so everybody understands this part?
Mm-hmm.
Part 3 of your homework, this is the hard part. This is the time-consuming part. You have to add everybody to your database. And here's the thing. I don't want you to import. I don't want you to export out of your phone and import into here. You know why? There's a simple rule of thumb. Garbage in, garbage out. In other words, if you import garbage into this, you have a garbage database.
I like that when I ate that donut.
You'll have a garbage database. I mean, I can't tell you how many realtors, I look at their sphere of influence and I scroll through it and I see things like Domino's Pizza. Because I know that they just export out of the phone and they're calling it their sphere of influence. How good do you think, remember, what we're building here is your future business. Remember that first column when we talked about that $120,000 a year? That comes from having a solid sphere of influence. That does not mean that you're going to sit there and just throw in everybody that's in there and expect to see results from it. Garbage in means garbage out. Everybody with me on that? Okay? Now, here's the thing. It's not going to take you as long as you think to type in the names of these people, which I'm going to show you next. Everybody ready? Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
It's a Georgia special. It's a Georgia special right there. Chinatown?
Chinatown.
I know where he shops.
All right, so part 4 of the homework is going to be to add your people, not through exporting, okay? So basically what you're going to do is you're going to hover, once you've made your groups, you're going to hover over contacts, and you're going to click on create contact. Everybody see that? You're going to click on create contact. Now, here's where you're going to find just a mass of stuff.
Yeah.
This is what makes CRMs, okay? They will put in any box that any realtor asks for. Here alone, we have groups. We have types, subtypes, and categories. Why do I need 4 different ways to categorize one person? You see what I'm saying? People, they try to make it so that you can run it with 500 different systems off of here. Another thing about this is look at how much information they will allow you to put in here.
What do one of these cards, postcards look like?
We'll get there.
Okay.
We're not finished.
Just making sure.
Yeah, we'll get there. So basically, oh, by the way, this program also includes something called status, which is another way of categorizing people, okay? So basically, does anyone know what the DISC profile is? Anyone ever heard of DISC?
Yeah.
How many of you know what that is? Okay, so here's what a DISC is. The DISC, it's like a little personality test that you take, and it kind of tells you which of these, if you lead with your D, I, S, or C, it kind of tells you how you work and how you think and operate. It's actually a great tool. Personally, I like it because it teaches you how to mirror and deal with the client, okay? So D stands for dominant, driven, determined. There's a whole bunch of different words you can use for it. A D is usually somebody who's very, very result-oriented. The pluses of a D are that, like I said, they're very driven, they're determined, they want to finish first, and they have very little fear usually. They'll just kind of stomp through anything. The disadvantage of a D is they're generally very impatient and can sometimes be rude. They can come across as rude.
You know who we.
Our side.
The D's are over here.
Your eye.
You know, the company I used to work for was big on the disc, and people used to have this expression, pardon me, that's just my D showing. And this one guy who ran the company used to say, don't tell me it's your D showing, you're being rude, stop being rude. But that's a D, driven, determined, but impatient, and can be a little on the rude side. I, influential. An I is a people person. An I is a lot of charisma, and they like to be liked. The advantages of an I are people generally like them, okay? There are a couple of disadvantages. Plus, I mean, obviously, you're a people person. Can you see how being an I can help you in this business? Okay, but there's a couple of disadvantages to being an I. One of them is that you're afraid of people not liking you. That's one of the biggest fears of an I is, I might bother people. So I shouldn't do this. So that's one of the big disadvantages of being an I. The other big disadvantage of being an I is I's talk too much.
Oh no, I don't talk so much.
You're not a high I. You might have some I in you, but you're not a high I, okay? I's, you have to remember, as a salesperson, the other person should be talking more than you. Unless you're delivering a script, they should be talking, because I want you to remember one universal truth about sales. The person who talked the most thinks the conversation went best. So the person who thinks the most, talks the most, thinks it was, wow, what a great conversation we had. Because they were engaged, they were the one talking. You need your customers to be the one doing the talking. That's how you're going to learn, number one. And number two, that's how you're going to, make sure that they enjoyed the conversation that you had. So that's an I, okay? S, systematic. And S is loving what I've been doing today, giving me, okay? The traits of an S are this. The advantages of an S is if you give them a checklist, and you can fill their desk with work, and they'll just take out their checklist and just do it. Okay? That's the advantage of an S. The disadvantage of being an S is S's don't like change. In other words, when you make a change, their checklist doesn't work anymore, and they go wild until they get a new one.
You know who the S
You
is?
know what the S in the room is?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay? And then you have the C. The C is the polar opposite and the enemy of the D. The D is driven and determined to get the job done and get it done first. They have zero patience. The C stands for compliant. What's that?
Has to analyze it.
That's exactly right. The C stands for compliant. The C's biggest fear is to get something wrong. The C they'll check it, and then they'll check it again, and then they'll check it a third time, and then right before they give it to the person who's very impatiently waiting for it, they'll check it a fourth time. And while they're doing it, the D is saying with please. Usually the way it works, not always, but usually the way it works is the D's and the I's are your salesmen, the S's and the C's are more on the administrative side for obvious reasons. Doesn't mean you have to be. I have a lot of S in me, obviously, and I was a very good salesman, so, you know, it doesn't have to go that way. But usually the D hires a C as their assistant, and they just fight. Because unlike the D, the C has unlimited patience. And the D doesn't care if it's right or not, they just want to get it done. You see what I'm saying? So just give it to me, worry about the problems later. Okay, so D's and C's can have little problems together. So why am I talking about the disc right now? It's very simple. This page right here, the way you look at this page has a lot to do with your disc profile. If you are a high B, you're looking at this and you're saying, oh my God, look at all these boxes. If you're a high C, you're saying, oh my God, look at all these boxes. I am gonna fill the hell out of this thing. I'm gonna fill every box. This is gonna be a work of art. This is gonna be perfect. Okay, D's, here's what I need you to remember. I need you to fill out I need you to fill out 6 boxes. C's, I need you to remember. I only need you to fill out 6 boxes. S's, you're fine with this. I's, your biggest problem is not here with this. Your biggest problem is making your phone calls because you're afraid of bothering people. They already like you. Don't worry about it. Everybody with me on that? Okay? So what I want to do now is I want to fill this up. It's time to implement our system. So what I'd like for you to do is to turn to that 3-column chart that we did right before lunch. Or was it right after? Right before lunch, right? Okay? We're going to implement the system. So let's add, as you see, I already had Yogi Bear in there. So let's put Fred Flintstone in there.
Yogurt?
Let's put Fred in there.
No.
Let's put Smokey the Bear.
Who?
Smokey the Bear.
Smokey the Bear, okay. So first thing we're going to do, now here, listen, this is really annoying about Market Leader. Market Leader is trying to compete with Follow Up Boss and the lead conversion programs. So what they've done is they have forced a new status in here called, a new field in here called status. Here's why I hate it. I can't choose my own. I have to pick one of the ones that they gave me. We don't use it for any of this. So honestly, I don't care what status you use except you cannot use new and you cannot use trash. Trash isn't even there. There will be one later called trash. You can't use new, you can't use trash. I don't care what you use otherwise. Everybody with me? My rule of thumb is I put everybody under warm. Why? Just because. Now here's what drives me crazy. I can't use new and I can't use trash. Which one do they default it to?
New.
New. Which means every time I add a person, the first thing we're going to have to do is change the status. As long as you don't keep it at new or change it to trash, which you'll see later, I don't care what you use. We don't use it, it means nothing to us. But new will be a problem for us. Okay? Not much of a problem, but a little bit of one. Everybody good with that? So once I've changed the status, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to where it says name, and I'm going to type in Smokey Bear. Okay? Next, I'm going to skip. I do not care what your nickname is. I don't care what your gender is. I don't care what company you work for. I don't care what your job title is. I don't care what your birthday is in here. Where do I want your birthday?
There.
In here, as a recurring event every year. I don't need it in here. If you want to put it in there, go ahead. There's a little campaign that will send them an email on your birthday, but I'd much prefer you call them on their birthday. But if you want, go ahead. There's a campaign in there for it. Okay, I don't care when your birthday is in there. I don't care when your purchase anniversary is. Okay? I don't care what your type is, your sub. By the way, type up here is not the same as the type that's your first column in the cheat sheet. Just using the same word. So don't even think of those. So I want you to ignore. Unless I typed in it, I want you to ignore that box completely. Everybody with me on this? So we're going to fill out the status, right? We're going to put in the name. Then we're going to come over here. Now, this is important. The next thing we're going to put in is a phone number. Notice it says home phone, cell phone, work phone. Everybody see that? I want you to forget about that. I want you to pick one of these 3, and pretend it says primary phone number. I don't care if it's the home phone, the work phone, or the cell phone. I just want the one phone number you're gonna call. The one. Because remember, this isn't your phone book. You don't need to fill out every box of this. If you only have 11 phone numbers and 3 email addresses and family members and notes, put that in your phone book. This is not your phone book. This is your lead generation database. Everybody with me on that? So I use cell phone, and I just put in whatever phone number is the one that I'm actually going to call when I make that sphere call. Fair enough? Because I'm not going to call one number, hang up, and try the other one. Those days are long gone. Those days are long gone. We call one number now, right? Put in the one you're going to call. Then you can go to the email address and type in the email address. What's your email address?
Guru.
You did what?
GURU.
Yep.
4
Yep.
RE.
Yep.
@gmail.
Excellent.
4 is in
Okay. Guru4re@gmail.com. So I type it in. Notice it gives me room for a secondary email address. Don't care. I don't care what your secondary email address is. It's not going to mail anything there. And I'm not using this as a phone book, so I should never put anything under secondary email address. Everybody got that? Good. Now we move on. So I have a name, I have an email address, I have a phone number. We're going to scroll down now until I get to address. And I'm going to type in an address. Oops. I don't know why it does this. It skips the state. You have to click on it. Okay, you type in the address. Everybody with me? Once you're done with that, so now we have, everybody ready? I have the status, because I have to do that. I have the first name, I have the email address, I have the phone number, I have the mail address, okay? The last box that I need to fill out is way down bottom here. It says groups. Does everybody see this? I click on groups, it's going to open up the box. Here are the groups that we typed in. This is an ASPHERE33 and a ZPass client. Everybody see how I did that? Then all I have to do is hit save. Now I want to show you one other box that you may or may not want to use. See right up here, it says Referral Info. If I met this person at an open house or from Zillow, I'm going to type in, I'm just going to say Zillow lead. This way, when I go to track my numbers at the end of the year, I'm like, where the hell did I meet Greg? Oh, where did I meet Smokey, I should say? Oh, he was a Zillow lead, that's right. You see what I'm saying? So in this case, this is a person in my sphere. I don't need a referral info. This is a person I know, you know what I mean? So I'm just gonna leave that blank, and then I'm gonna hit save. Everybody with me? 6 boxes, only 6. Ignore all the rest. Now, what if I don't have the phone number? What if I don't have the email address or the home address? Here's what I want you to do. When you start to do this, when you're doing this step of your homework, I want you to put in what you have. Don't go searching for the missing info. So now if you just have Alex's name, email address, and phone number, you don't have his home address, don't worry about it. Just put in what you have. Everybody with me on this? I'll show you how to get the rest of it a little bit later, okay? Put in what you have. Don't start doing your investigating, because if you do, you'll never get through this step. You will never get through this step if you stop looking for the missing info. There's easier ways of getting it, okay? Everybody with me on that? Once I'm done, it's going to take me to a page that has a lot of information, honestly, that I just don't need, okay? So it's going to tell me that this person was saved, basically. Everybody with me on that? And then I'm going to come up to contacts. I'm going to say create contact, and I'm going to type in another person. Now, without me sitting here talking about it, let's see how long it'll actually take you to put people into your database. Ready? Change the status, whatever you want. I'm going to go to name. I'm going to type in Derek Jeter. I'm going to type in phone number. I wish. Okay. I'm going to type in his email address. By the way, I need a valid email address. I'm going to delete it anyway. What's yours?
Squared away NYC@gmail.com.
At Gmail?
Yep.
Okay. This will know if it's a fake email address. It runs a quick ping, and it'll come back and tell you it's an invalid email address. Okay. That's why I needed a regular one. Now let's just say I met Derek on Zillow. I'm going to put in referral info, Zillow lead. Okay. Met him at 123 Smith Street open house, wherever it was. If I want to put in notes, I can, but again, I don't use this product for notes. I just don't, Because my goal, by the way, in case you haven't noticed this yet, my goal is to stay out of here, not spend more time in here. It's to go in here as little as possible. And if I'm gonna start typing notes in here that I'm never gonna see, I'm kind of defeating the method, okay? I don't have Derek's address, right? I don't have it, he didn't give it to me. So the only thing I need to do now is come down here and put in the group. It's very important that you get your group in here. Because if you don't put the group in here, you're not doing anything for this person. So I made him as a Zillow. What is he? What group is he in?
He is the,
A lead prospect. You got it. Right? It's a Zillow. Either there's a lead or a prospect. In this product, doesn't matter to me. They're both going on the same drip campaign, which we're going to talk about next. Everybody with me? I hit save. Done. I'm done. Listen, here's the thing. You can add, your spheres of influence are probably around 100 to 250, maybe 300 people. Let's just say that you have 300. I guarantee you, even the worst typer can type in that information in under 1 minute. Okay? Let's just say it takes you 2. It takes you 2 minutes to do it. You have 300 people times 2 minutes, that's 600 minutes or 10 hours. 10 hours is the extreme longest it's going to take you to set up the database that's going to be the engine for the rest of your real estate career. In other words, if you can't find 10 hours to do this, how in the hell are you going to find 2 hours a week to implement it? I don't have time. Let me tell you, I don't have time is a myth. You all know that, right? I don't have time simply means I haven't prioritized this high enough. There's a huge difference between not having time and doing other things instead. You need to prioritize getting this step done, or I promise you, you will never get it done and you will have wasted this day and it will never come back to you. Everybody with me on this?
Yes.
Okay. Does everybody understand how to add names?
Yes.
Okay, good. Next thing we're gonna do is turn on campaigns. Now here's why I like this product best out of all the ones I've named to you. Once I turn on the campaign and I associate it with a group, it'll automatically put the people on the group in the appropriate campaign. I don't have to go through a third step of turning on their campaign. Which means if I switch you from one group to another, it's going to automatically take you off of the campaign for the group that you were in and automatically add you to the group that you're now in. So for example, if I meet Derek Jeter, he's in the group A Lead Prospect. He's going to go on, if you look at your cheat sheet, a drip campaign, right? Now I meet Derek Jeter and I now make him a client, which means he's going into my sphere of influence. So I come in here and all I need to do is open up my database, and you see up here it says find the contact, right in this box. I just stop to type in his name, the intent's a little slow, and it will automatically pop up. See that? I could have typed in his name, his phone number, or his email address, first or last, it doesn't matter, and he's gonna pop up. Okay? I click on the box, I go to Derek Jeter, I'm gonna scroll down to the bottom. Wait, they moved it on me. What'd they do? Oh, I can change all my videos now. Aw, I hate that. Details, hold on. Damn. Can't stand, they make these changes for like no reason other than make me create new videos.
No problem, no nothing.
Maybe it's under edit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's annoying. All right, so I'll have to go to edit. Kind of an extra, there's another way of doing it that's easier, it's okay. No, it's not there, look. How did they move it to? What's that?
It was.
Oh, no, there is another way.
Oh, there is.
No, there is, but I'm in here and I saw the change, so I figured, let me get on this. But now I can't see it. Where the hell's my? Ah, here we go. All right, here it is. Forget about the word edit. Everybody see this word groups right here? Click on groups, uncheck lead and prospect, and check off A-Sphere 33, and what else? See past client, because he's a client now, right? And hit save, and what will happen,
User,
it's, what's that?
this one?
I didn't hear you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, okay. So what's gonna happen is, if I had campaigns turned on, it would have taken them off the drip campaign and put them on the 33 touch. So I saved myself going in now after that, deleting one campaign, hitting save, and then opening another campaign and adding it and hitting save. Which doesn't sound like a lot of time, but hey, whenever you can save time, that's a good thing, okay? Everybody with me? All right, so let's learn how to put campaigns on. So for right now, let me switch back to lead prospect. Okay, all right. Let's turn on some campaigns. Everybody ready?
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna hover over the marketing tab. We're gonna click on manage campaigns. And it's gonna take us to our campaign manager. You're gonna find 3 campaigns that are already gonna be there, okay? The first one is an important one, monthly newsletter. Every single month, Market Leader creates a newsletter that you can send out. So basically, it's a once a month email that you're gonna basically be able to send out automatically without you having to do anything. Now, every one of the campaigns, with the exception of the 12 Direct, has an email component to it. The drip campaign is all emails. The 33 touch is a combination of emails and postcards. The 21 touch is postcard, is just emails, right? But the only one that isn't is the 12 Direct. That one's just postcards, just mail out postcards. So basically, every one of our campaigns needs at least one campaign of 12 emails. We're gonna use this one because it's automatic, it's every month, and it never ends. So the first thing we're gonna do when we get to the next step of our homework, we're gonna click on marketing, and then we're gonna click on manage campaigns. And when we come here, we're gonna come to this first campaign, monthly newsletter, and we're going to, right here, see it says 0 groups, everybody see that? We're gonna change that. We're gonna say lead prospect, yes. Sphere 21,
Yeah.
yes. Sphere 33,
Yeah.
yes. Do we do anything for Z groups?
No.
No. And the only one I didn't do was my farm, because this one doesn't get emails. So what's happening now is every single time now, from here on in, whenever I put a person into the group, A lead prospect, A sphere 21, or A sphere 33, they're automatically going on this marketing newsletter campaign. Everybody understand that? And I'm gonna hit save changes. Now, if you wanna see it, and I'm gonna show you this a couple other times, click on the newsletter. Now these, remember, these are being made every month, you know what I'm saying? So we'll just click on one as a sample.
I have a question. If you
Yes.
have your own article you'd like to put in there,
We don't do that. You can, but we as a group don't, and here's why. If we were doing like the 3A version of this, I would have gone very deep into this part. It's not what you send that matters, it's how consistently you send it. Now, here's the thing, and this is hard for us to accept, especially those of us who are creative. That is not me, so this is not a
oh
problem
no,
I have.
there was like an article in like the New York Times about how, there was an article written by the president of Trulia, how agents are confused right now because they're lowering the price and still they're not getting the price after being lowered.
So that's something you want to send to your sellers.
Right.
Okay, so that's a whole other ballgame.
Oh, okay.
Okay, remember, I'm talking about your sphere of influence right now. So the thing is this, like I said earlier, here's the problem. Here's why I don't really want you editing these. You can edit all of these emails. I don't want you to, and here's why. There's a very sad truth to these emails. Nobody's reading them.
All right.
They're not reading them.
Yeah.
Now granted, you send an email to your seller, they might read that one. But remember, these items of value are being perceived by the other person as junk,
Yeah.
and they don't read their junk mail. Now, there might be 1 or 2 people who do, don't get me wrong, okay? However, most people are not. Well, they're just not. They're not doing it, okay? It just doesn't work that way, okay? So don't worry about editing that stuff. Now, again, there's other emails and things that you can do in here. If you want to click on all of your sellers, compose an email, you can do that in here. I'm not going to teach you that because it's not part of this class, but you can certainly do it, okay? All right?
Okay.
And again, here's what the newsletter looks like. Okay, each month it's different stuff. Okay? And again, it'll have your information on the bottom, obviously. All right, this is just a sampling of what it would look like. All right? Any questions on this? That's our first campaign. It's now set up. All we need to do is hit save. Okay? All right? Let's go back to marketing. Let's go back to manage campaigns. So now what we have done is, we have basically, believe it or not, that monthly newsletter is finishing up our 21 touches. Because think about it, 21 touch, it's 12 emails, which are being sent out of here. Boom, we just did it, 12 emails. Other than that, it's the phone calls and the handwritten thank you notes. So the 21 touch is done. The drip campaign is 2 emails a month. So I actually have to turn on 2 campaigns for the drip. One of them will be this one, and then I'm gonna pick another campaign, which I'm gonna show you how to do in just a minute. And then the 33 touch, we have the email portion of it done. We just need to turn on the postcard portion now. Okay? So let's see how to turn on other campaigns now that we have that. We're gonna hit add new campaign. Top right. Where did we go?
Return phone calls, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right, because it's kind of like to miss this part, sort of.
Get in here.
Yeah, it's not a good, if they're not gonna do it, it's okay, but yeah, I hope they realize they're missing a part that they can't complete I just realized we have half the room all of a sudden, so.
It is hot as hell.
I know, we're almost done
I'm just gonna grab some water.
though. Yeah, no problem. We're almost done.
It's called conditioning, bro. It's just the type of person my dad was. He would say something like, control yourself.
Control it, that's what my father would say. Yeah, that's what my father would say, absolutely, without a doubt. Okay,
It's funny, right?
what's that?
Why did it say that? It's funny that
Oh, yeah, well, it's a different generation. But my father would be like the type, if anybody ever went to like, medication for like, their brain or anything. You don't have allergies, no such thing as allergies.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, what's wrong with you? Yeah, exactly, exactly.